A truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us this sense of promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on Beetv Major News at 6. My name is Zainab Mohammed, and now the news in details. The Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, has assured the management of Ambrose Ali University, AAU Epoma, of his administration's commitment to addressing accumulated unpaid salaries, gratuities, and other critical challenges inherited from past administrations. The governor gave the assurance when he received the Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Mrs. Eunice Obosorehime Omozeji, and members of a management team on a courtesy visit at the Government House, Benin City. Beetv News Best Orator has details.
Governor Monday Okpebholo congratulated the Vice Chancellor and her team on their appointment, noting that their presentation clearly revealed the depth of challenges confronting the institution. The governor said from what the Vice Chancellor have outlined, it is clear that Ambrose Ali University Ekpoma was on life support and commended the progress the Vice Chancellor had made since assuming office. Addressing the issues of accumulated salary arrears, the governor described the non-payment of staff salaries for several years as unfair and unacceptable. Governor Okpebholo also acknowledged other concerns raised by the management, including hostel infrastructure, accreditation-related challenges, and facilities needed for programs such as medical laboratory science.
With your narration this morning and what you outlined, I actually believe that the school was actually on OZJ. I'm very much impressed with the progress you have recorded so far since you came in. I'm in touch with my Commissioner for Education, who is also briefing me the progress in that school. We will support the university to see that the school is repositioned again. There are so many things you outlined. The issue of salary of 4.something billion, unpaid salaries, and gratuity. And you mean for 8 years, these things were never paid? The former governor of Edo State, which is very unfair. I don't think it's good. You are working, you are not getting your salary, your gratuity, you are not getting it. I will see, I don't know how leeway will be able to resolve this, but I will take it as a project. Then the issue of hostels, okay. So we'll see how it goes after the budget tomorrow. Then after we have signed the budget to law, we'll see whether we can get funds to rescue the school.
Earlier, the Vice Chancellor, Ambrose Ali University Ekpoma, Professor Omozeji, explained that the delay in visiting the governor was due to a recently concluded accreditation exercise and the need to carry out a thorough assessment of the state of the university. She added that the university she inherited was in moribund state, facing series of infrastructural problems, unpaid salaries, accreditation, amongst others. She expressed profound appreciation to Governor Monday Okpebholo for what she described as life-saving interventions since the governor's assumption of office. According to her, the governor's approval of increased monthly subvention, restoration of affected staff to the payroll, support for graduating backlogged medical students, improved security logistics, and facilitation of road construction through the NDDC have significantly revived the university. She also formally presented pressing needs requiring urgent attention, including accumulated unpaid salaries, pensions, gratuities, union deductions, as well as the construction of lecture theatres and hostels to enhance accreditation and expand student intake, particularly in the College of Medicine.
To give us the approval, the buildings don't need to be completed before we get the approval. Then we also have needs. We have serious need of your interventions. We've mentioned it here as high-powered intervention, just as was done for the medicine and surgery program. Our MedLab program also has a backlog of over 3,000 students, and we have held meetings with the faculty members, and they have told us that we need serious high-powered intervention at the medical council level before they can give us approval to increase the number of students that can be doing their first and second professional exams every year.
The meeting was attended by top government functionaries, including the Secretary to Edo State Government, Umar Musa Ihilo Esquire, the Commissioner for Education, Dr. Padi Yamo, the Permanent Secretary, Government House, Mrs. Sede, amongst others. Best Orator, reporting for Beetv News.
The Edo State Governor, Senator Mondo Pebulu, has paid glowing tribute to Nigeria's fallen heroes, acknowledging their supreme sacrifice as a foundation upon which the nation's unity, peace, and stability rest. The governor made this declaration at the official launch of the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day Emblem Appeal Fund, held at the Festive Hall, Government House, Benin City. Beetv News' Favor Kolawole has details.
Speaking through the Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Blessing Abebako, Governor Monday Opewolo expressed deep sympathy with the families of fallen service personnel, describing their loss as a collective national sacrifice that must never be forgotten. He noted that the freedom enjoyed by Edo people and Nigerians at large was secured at great cost by men and women who laid down their lives in defense of the nation. The governor underscored the enduring significance of Armed Force Remembrance Day, stressing that it serves as both a solemn moment of reflection and a reaffirmation of national gratitude. He announced the launch of the 2026 Emblem Appeal Fund with a personal donation of 10 million naira, signaling his administration's firm commitment to the welfare of veterans and the families of the fallen.
I'm here today to represent the governor, distinguished Senator Monday Opewolo, to launch the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day Emblem, which I'm here to do today. There's no much talk here today. I will go straight to the assignment. And the governor has directed that this emblem should be launched with a sum of 10 million naira.
Earlier, the Edo State Chairman of the Nigerian Legion, Mr. Sonny Egboge, who led widows of fallen heroes and retired veterans to the event, commended Governor Monday Opewolo for his consistent support and empathy towards the Legion. He described the governor's gesture as a powerful moral booster for ex-servicemen and families still bearing the scars of loss. Mr. Egboge appealed for the integration of trained veterans into the state security architecture, noting that the experience and discipline would significantly strengthen Edo's state security framework. He also requested logistical support, including operational vehicles and motorcycles, a review of Legion's overhead subvention, and special consideration for widows and veterans during the youth out season.
Furthermore, sir, as long as Nigerian Legion is on ground in the 18 local government areas of Edo State, we request that you include Nigerian Legion into Edo State Security Architecture, as this can also reduce unemployment among our able-bodied veterans and cause of confusionaries. And we promise our unaltered loyalty to your administration.
The ceremony attracted top government functionaries and security chiefs, including heads of security agency, commissioners, permanent secretary, director of ministries and Parastat House, alongside widows of fallen heroes. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
It was a fun-filled day as the Edo State Parks and Gardens Agency reopened the Iyama Park along Airport Road to members of the public for recreation. Beetv News' Precious Abalaho reports that the grand reopening of the Iyama Park attracted a large turnout of parents and children, many of whom were seen enjoying the serene environment and newly renovated recreational centers with excitement and joy. The report.
The launching of the Iyama Park along Airport Road by the Edo State Parks and Garden Agency marked a significant step towards promoting green and recreational space within Benin City. The event attracted families and government officials who applauded the initiative as a boost to relaxation, tourism, and healthy living. Parents who brought their children praised the effort, noting that the parks creates happiness for children and provide a fun place and relaxing environment not only for kids but for adults. They encourage members of the public to visit the park with their loved ones to enjoy its atmosphere.
So I will advise if all the people so that they can be here with their families to have a fun, for the children to be happy. At least this is the season period. Everyone is supposed to be happy.
In an interview with Beetv News, the managing director of Edo State Parks and Garden, Pastor Stanley Dave Igodaru, explained the reason for renovation and beautifying the abandoned parks, noting that it was the desire of the governor, Monday Okpebolo, who support made the project possible. He encouraged families to bring their loved ones and children to enjoy the newly launched park, which is already open to the public.
When we came into office, we realized that the place was abandoned, and His Excellency gave a marching order to make sure we revitalize the place and install amenities that can help our children to have a feel of nature and be able to play around, and as well as family. So that's what we have done, as you can see. And I want to tell Edo people, this park is opened. Feel free as families. You can come over here, have a good time with your family, with your children, husband, wife, brothers and sisters, friends. Picnic, of course, is all open. Whatever you want to do, to have your own leisure and relaxation.
Similarly, a visit to Obalvorame Square, otherwise known as Ring Road, showcased the impressive work done by the Edo State Park and Garden Agency in line with Governor Okpebolo's Shine agenda, with beautifying decorated lights illuminating the roundabout. The day was filled with joy as the park's facilities provide relaxation and entertainment for fun lovers. Precious Agbolahor reporting for Beetv News.
As the festive season approaches amid prevailing security concerns across the country, residents of Benin City have reacted to the recent ban on fireworks and knockouts, popularly known as bangers, describing the move as timely and necessary. Beetv News' Zainab Mohammed reports that many respondents welcomed the decision, noting that the ban would reduce panic, confusion, and fear often triggered by loud explosive sounds during celebrations. The report. With heightened insecurity and uncertainty nationwide, loud explosive sound have increasingly become a source of panic for many citizens. In several communities, sudden bangs often trigger fear as people struggle to distinguish between celebratory fireworks and actual gunshots. Some respondents describe the ban as a timely intervention, especially during the festive season when large gatherings such as church services and family events are common. They noted that in the current security climate, it has become difficult to distinguish between celebratory sounds and real gunshots, a situation that often causes fear and panic. According to them, the restriction will help residents easily identify real threats and reduce unnecessary alarm, particularly during early morning or late night activities.
It's a welcome development so that when you hear a gunshot, you can be able to identify whether it's a gunshot or is a knockout.
Okay, yeah, it's a good development. It's very cool. The thing is that we have to go by the rule. As it stands now, we have a lot of people who are actually scared on hearing Jordan's sound. You understand? So it's more like you're trying to, refresh the system. You understand? That sound is not actually good for people. When we now have issues of kidnapping, bandits, and here and there. So I feel there should be a restructure, and that has actually helped, and it will help us this time.
Others emphasized that while fireworks were once harmless tool of celebration, the rising cases of insecurity, kidnapping, and armed violence have changed the situation. They stressed that celebrations should be carried out in safer and more responsible way that do not endanger lives or disrupt public peace. Respondents also called on the government to go beyond the ban by ensuring proper enforcement, including regulating the importations and sales of fireworks, which they identified as a major reason for their continued circulation despite previous restrictions.
So I see more reason why government should ban that banger, because in a gathering like this, imagine where there's a wedding and the banger is being thrown. People may think as if it's gunshot or it's banger.
Why are they importing it? If it's not imported, the children or whoever that is buying it will not be able to buy. If they don't ban the importation of it, it cannot be stopped.
The residents appealed to security agencies to remain vigilant throughout the festive period, expressing hope that the ban, if effectively enforced, would contribute to a calmer, safer, and more peaceful celebration for all. Zainab Mohammed reporting for Beetv News. The Samuel Obemudia Stadium in Benin City was filled with excitement and youthful energy as the Oreado Chairman's Gold Cup football tournament reached a thrilling finale, drawing football lovers, community leaders and government officials to witness grassroots talent at its best. The executive chairman of Oreado Local Government Council, Honorable Gabriel Oduseri, headed the council's delegation to the highly anticipated final match. The report. The grand finale clash featured Ward 1 and Ward 3 as both teams arrived at the pitch determined to lift the coveted trophy. Ward 3 appeared in their red and black kits, while Ward 1 stepped out confidently in all black outfits, setting the tone for a fiercely contested encounter. The match kicked off with high intensity as both sides displayed skill, discipline and tactical awareness. Ward 1 pressed aggressively in the opening minutes while Ward 3 remained composed, defending resolutely and launching swift counter-attacks. The first half ended goalless, with goalkeepers from both teams making crucial saves to deny scoring opportunities, much to the delight of the spectators. The breakthrough came in the second half when Ward 1 capitalized on a well-delivered corner kick. A perfectly timed header found the back of the net, giving Ward 1 a decisive 1-0 lead and sending their supporters into wild celebration.
Watch the screen. Oh, missed it.
Despite sustained pressure from Ward 3 in search of an equalizer, Ward 1 maintained their defensive shape and composure, successfully holding on until the final whistle to secure victory. The event was graced by several dignitaries, including Deputy Governor of Edo State, Honorable Dennis Idahosa, the Deputy Speaker of Edo State's House of Assembly, Honorable Atu Osawoyi, the member representing Oreado East Constituency, Honorable Uyi Omosi, the Edo State Commissioner for Education, Honorable Dr. Padi Iyamu, the Commissioner for Water Resources and Energy, Dr. Washington Osai Osifo, the State Secretary of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Engineer Lawrence Oka, alongside the 12 ward women leaders, councillors from the various wards, party leaders, supervisors, local government commissioners, sport administrators, community stakeholders, and many other notable personalities. The tournament finale was widely applauded as a celebration of unity, sportsmanship, and youth development, reinforcing the importance of grassroots sports as a platform for talent discovery and community engagement within Oreado local government area. At the end of the competition, the teams were recognized for their efforts with medals and trophies. Ward 8, which finished in third place, was awarded 250,000 naira. Ward 3 in second place received 500,000 naira, while the champions Ward 1 were awarded 1 million naira alongside with the championship cup and individual medals for players. Speaking after the match, the executive chairman of Oreado Local Government Council, Honorable Engineer Gabriel Oduseri, described the tournament as a major platform for youth empowerment and talent discovery. He revealed that about 9 outstanding football talents were discovered during the competition, with some already selected by visiting coaches from other states and currently playing outside Edo State. He emphasized that the tournament has opened doors for young footballers in Oreado, noting that sports remains a powerful tool for engaging youth positively. The chairman announced that the Gold Cup would now be held annually, assuring that subsequent editions would be bigger and better. He also appreciated Governor Monday Okpebholo for his support and commitment for youth development through sports.
This was a way for us to discover new talent. And in this tournament, about 9 new talents were discovered. As I'm talking to you right now, we have about 3 of them playing right now in Port Harcourt. That is because some people came, some coaches came from different states to watch them. And they have picked the best and the best that they wanted. I appreciate His Excellency, Governor of the state, for giving us this platform, for giving us this opportunity to bring our youth together and to discover new talent.
Also speaking, officials of the organizing committee and sports supervisors described the tournament as historic and unprecedented in Oredo. They noted that football has once again proven to be a strong unifying force, bringing together people of all ages and backgrounds. They expressed satisfaction with the level of participation, crowd turnouts, and quality of play witnessed throughout the tournament, stressing that the discovery of talents from the grassroots confirms the long-term value of sustaining the competition.
Unprecedented is the first time in history of Oredo, and what we have seen so far, you will see the excitement. The only unifying competition is sports. You see young people, men, women coming together to celebrate.
Most of the leaders that came here today, and I must thank my able chairman, Honorable Gabriel Eduseri, for deeming it fit to give us this platform.
The captain of the winning side, alongside his teammates, expressed excitement over the hard-fought victory, describing the tournament as a memorial and well-organized event. They appreciated the Oredo Local Government Council and the State Governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, for creating a platform that allowed young footballers to showcase their talents, noting that the competition boosted their confidence and team spirit.
They want to push Edo State football to the next level, and we are happy they are doing it very well.
The truth is, all thanks to God, actually. We played well, though, but sometimes you play well and you lose. But it's our God who will opportunity to win it.
The Gold Cup final ended on a celebratory note, with cheers, applauses, performance by Eastern women, and renewed optimism that grassroots sport development in Oredo will continue to thrive, creating opportunities for young talents and strengthening unity across the local government. Zainab Mohammed reporting for Beetv News. New Lagos Road in Benin City has completely been overtaken by street traders, turning the once free-flowing road into a crowded and chaotic trading ground. Beetv News' Precious Abolahor reports that road users frowned over the situation, calling for urgent government intervention. The report.
Daily activities along the road are disrupted as traders now display their goods on the walkways and spill into the road itself, forcing pedestrians to walk on the main carriageway and motorists to navigate dangerously around them. Some residents expressed deep frustration over the development, stating that it poses serious safety concerns and contributes to traffic congestion.
It's just to try to, control them in as much not to get closer to the road. Because I believe everybody is looking for income. So by this period of time is whereby you can get some things for yourself because of the festive period to be able to do 1 or 2 things. So like I said, we can manage each other by trying to control ourselves.
Where they treat for this roadside, very risky, number one. If you check now, you see everywhere now, go for batting no happen now, trailer lose brake. If you affect them. So the thing no good. I don't know how they want to do them. Whether they'll find space. In fact, space no good. I don't know how government want to do them. When they find space so that they feed the shade. Because road to the shade for really sharp. Because see that they also. But they also so now risk.
Residents frown at the ongoing street trading and appeal to the government to provide a more suitable and designated space for the traders, noting that the current situation poses safety and traffic concerns.
Space for them. I don't know how they want to do one. If you see everywhere they're tight. That's it. So don't expect the way to take space for them so that they feel the shade. Because now see everywhere they're blocked.
The only thing the government or individual can do about it is just to try to control them in as much not to get closer to the road.
Other Others who spoke said that due to the festive period, trading activities tends to increase. They noted that while the hustle is understandable, the government should put proper measures in place to ensure traders do not display their goods too close to the road to avoid accident and traffic obstruction. Precious Agbolaho reporting for BTV News.
The Vice President of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, has called for sustained federal government support for the armed forces in their fight against terrorism. Speaking at the Chief of Army Staff Annual Conference 2025, themed examining the current landscape of terrorism through the lenses of diplomatic and military action strategy for long-term prevention and stabilization, he highlighted the importance of collaboration between governments and military to ensure national security. The event also featured the unveiling of the book, A Life of Service, honoring the 23rd Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Laguja. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu pledged additional support for the Nigerian Army in fulfilling its constitutional duty to protect the nation's territorial integrity.
Jointness in our operations, the Nigerian Army continues to record significant achievements, both locally and internationally.
The Ministry of Defense will continue to provide strategic direction, policy support, and capability development to ensure that the armed forces remain professional, responsive, and future-ready while strengthening institutional frameworks that promote accountability and effectiveness.
The Nigerian Army has remained a defining institution in the preservation of our territorial integrity and our national cohesion. History has consistently shown that security is a fundamental prerequisite for national development, and the Nigerian Army remains one of the most critical instruments through which nations project stability, authority, and confidence.
The Nigerian Army has always risen to the challenge of the nation, and this administration will continue to provide full support to ensure that you fulfill your constitutional mandate of safeguarding our territorial integrity. Since assuming the mantle of leadership, we have followed closely the impressive progress being made in transforming the Nigerian Army into a professional, adaptable, and resilient force capable of operating decisively within a joint and multi-agency environment. I commend the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, and all officers and soldiers for the clarity of vision and sense of purpose with which you continue to lead and serve.
The Senate has taken a major step to modernize Nigeria's civil registration system, advocating for an electronic and integrated framework to improve national planning, governance, and population data management. The report.
At a public hearing in Abuja, lawmakers reviewed a bill to repeal the Birth, Death and Compulsory Registration Act of 2024 and replace it with the Compulsory Civil Registration Act 2025. The legislation seeks to digitize birth and death registration and strengthen Nigeria's national identity architecture through collaboration among agencies such as the National Identity Management Commission, National Population Commission, Immigration Service, Federal Road Safety Corps, and the health institutions.
Remains fully committed to transparency of legislative engagements, inclusive consultations, evidence-driven amendments, and ensuring that Nigeria adopts a civil registration and vital statistics civil registration verification system.
The National Population Commission welcomed the amendments, describing them as timely for expanding digital and interoperable platforms.
To deliberate with candor and patriotism, and to focus on arguments that will give us comprehensive data registration of all births and deaths in Nigeria.
Religious groups, including the Christian Association of Nigeria, expressed support for the bill while urging clearer definition regarding clergy under the proposed law.
That a holistic amendment and consolidation of the National Population Act and the Birth and Death Act, etc., Compulsory Registration Act, will provide a comprehensive framework for civil registration and vital statistics.
The Senate said inputs from stakeholders at the hearing would guide a law designed to provide credible population data for effective governance and planning. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
In a show of confidence in the nation's health reforms, the Senior Staff Association of University Teaching Hospitals, Research Institutes and Associated Institutions has commended President Bola Tinubu for his focused and responsive approach to the health sector. The association also called on the federal government to demonstrate greater commitment to improving healthcare delivery and the welfare of health workers nationwide. The report.
In Benin City, where demands for quality healthcare continue to rise, union members gathered to reaffirm their commitment to strengthening healthcare delivery across the country. The meeting served as a platform for members to review progress, share experiences, and chart a way forward beyond policy discussions. Key issues addressed included welfare concerns, working conditions, and the need for sustained engagement with relevant authorities to improve outcomes in the healthcare sector.
Ongoing industrial action became imperative after over 12 years of agitations. However, the unions honored the pronouncement made by His Excellency President Bola Tinubu, GCFR, on the 5th of June 2023, leading to the suspension of the 2023 Judicial nationwide strike. Therefore, the Council in section called on all relevant stakeholders to, as a matter of urgency and importance, prevail on the federal government to immediately secularize the table and implement the long-awaited comprehensive adjustment. The Council in section appreciated the doggedness and continued resilience of members of the union and JOISU members at large at this crucial period when it has become expedient to take our destiny in our own hands, demanding for our due.
The meeting was not without moments of celebration as awards were presented to members who had distinguished themselves through years of dedicated service.
This award, I don't even know how to describe it because I never had a hint of it. It's just a surprise. I think it's a recognition by those who has felt my impact.
The sector meeting has been a very wonderful one. We have the opportunity of seeing some leaders with high quality, and I've learned a lot of things, how to lead people with passion and humility.
Union leaders emphasized that the recognition was intended to inspire excellence, strengthen unity, and reinforce the association's resolve to maintain a strong advocate for both its members and the nation's healthcare system. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for Beetv News.
The Executive Director and CEO of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Muyi Aina, has expressed optimism that Nigeria can interrupt the transmission of circulating variant poliovirus type 2 within the limited time remaining. He emphasized that achieving this goal will require drastic and necessary changes across the polio program. Dr. Muyi Aina made the remarks at the opening of the 43rd Expert Review Committee meeting on polio eradication and routine immunization in Abuja. He thanked all partners for their unwavering commitment to Nigeria's national polio eradication efforts and highlighted the need for sustained collaboration and targeted interventions to eliminate the virus.
Second ERC meeting has been quite eventful. This year, we have seen some progress in reducing CVPV2 cases compared to last year. However, since about April, the rate of decline has plateaued when you look at the year-on-year decline. And we have frankly not been able to sustain the downward trajectory required to completely interrupt transmission before the set date of December 2027. As such, today's meeting provides us with the opportunity to not only reflect on our progress and challenges, but we must also have some honest, even if difficult, conversations about where we need to change tactics to bend the curve and interrupt all forms of poliovirus once and for all, and in fact to do so in the 2 years that we have remaining. As we work towards interruption in this final mile, there is a narrow window of opportunity to reset, to rebuild and reposition our polio response, anchored on stronger accountability, sharper data-driven execution, and more credible results. I have therefore, as of last week, kickstarted an urgently needed reset of the NAOC that will be anchored on 5 principles: delivery excellence, data-driven planning and operations, government leadership and government and partner accountability, a state and local government area-centric approach, and a culture of discipline and integrity.
We'll be going on a short break. Do well to stay with us.
Happy birthday to a quintessential, pragmatic, and efficient tax administrator. On behalf of the board, management, and staff of the Edo State Internal Revenue Service (EIRS), we heartily congratulate our amiable Executive Chairman, Otumba Honorable Oladele Bankole Balogun Esquire, ACTI, on this auspicious occasion of your birthday today, 14th December 2025. Today, we celebrate not just your birthday, but the sterling leadership, legal acumen, and administrative excellence you have brought to the service. Your drive for the Edo of our dreams, anchored on transparency, automation, and efficiency, continues to inspire us all to break new ground in revenue generation. As you mark this new age, we pray that God Almighty grants you the wisdom of Solomon, robust health, and the fortitude to continue steering the EIRS ship towards greater heights. Happy birthday, sir.
Gone but not forgotten. Our dearly beloved mommy and matriarch, late Madam Gift Soe Irabo. Mommy, it's been 8 years since you left us in this sinful world. And just like a burnt down library, our world crashed when death took you away from us. As our mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, sister, aunt, and mother-in-law, we will not forget in a hurry the great lessons you taught us, especially your prayerful lifestyle that brought us closer to God. We remember your undying love, care, and passion for God and man. The entire family of Yorama Irabo of Ogo Town in Orion local government area of Edo State cordially invites the public to the 8 years remembrance of their daughter, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother, Madam Gift Soe Irabo. Date: January 13, 2026. Venue: Rose Garden Event Center, number 22, Giwa Amo Street, off Airport Road, GRA, Benin City. Time: 12 p.m. prompt. Mommy, continue to rest until we meet to part no more. We love you dearly. Signed, Ambassador Ogene Osaumese JP, for the family.
Thank you for staying with us, and now to the world of business. The Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board says 132 Nigerian companies have accessed 51.785 billion naira and $359.653 million from local content intervention funds aimed at boosting indigenous participation in the oil and gas sector. The report.
The NCDMP said the funds include the $350 million Nigerian Content Intervention Fund, a $50 million working capital fund supported by NEXIM Bank, and the Women in Oil and Gas Fund. Beneficiaries cut across manufacturing, asset acquisition, contract financing, and loan refinancing. The board noted that local participation in the oil and gas sector has risen from 44% to 61% in 3 years, citing the NLNG Train 7 project, which engaged about 8,000 Nigerians as evidence of the impact of local content policies. The Financial Market Dealers Association has convened its 9th annual Financial Market Conference, bringing together policymakers, regulators, bankers, and fintech leaders to strengthen Nigeria's financial system amid rapid technological change. The conference focused on future-proofing the financial market through sound regulation, digital innovation, financial inclusion, cybersecurity, and market transparency. The Central Bank of Nigeria reaffirmed its commitment to the National Financial Inclusion Strategy 4.0.
while highlighting reforms such as electronic FX matching system, open banking, the regulatory sandbox, and BVN/NIN linkage. Stakeholders also cited rising foreign capital inflows and growing capital markets activity as signs of renewed investor confidence. Nigeria's headline inflation rate eased further to 14.45% in November 2025, down from 16.05% in October, according to the latest Consumer Price Index report by the National Bureau of Statistics. The NBS said the moderation reflects the rebasing of the CPI to 2024, although prices still rose month on month. Food inflation slowed sharply on an annual basis, while core inflation also declined. The organized private sector welcomed the easing inflation, saying it will support consumer purchasing power and business activity, but urged the federal government to provide targeted credit facility to micro, small, and medium enterprises to sustain growth. Zainab Mohammed reporting for BTV News.
Nollywood actor David Inaji and his wife Mandy have welcomed their second child in 2025, just months after the birth of their baby boy in February, describing the experience as a rare blessing. Also, artists raised alarm over AI-generated songs impersonating real musicians. The report.
Announcing the news on December 15 via social media, Nanji celebrated the joy of welcoming 2 children in 1 year and praised his wife for her strength after going through labor twice in 2025. He expressed gratitude to God, described his wife as an absolute gift, and promised to ensure she gets adequate rest following the double blessing. In another development, Nollywood actress Regina Daniels has publicly accused her estranged husband, billionaire businessman Ned Nwoko, of deliberately keeping her away from their 2 children. In an emotional Instagram video, Regina said she last spoke with her sons in mid-November, describing the separation as deeply painful. She alleged that Ned dismissed their nannies, pressured them into making false allegations of violence and alcohol abuse against her in the presence of the children, and has since filed for full custody despite already having the children in his care. Regina also criticized Ned for exposing the children to public attention through frequent social media posts and confirmed that she ended the marriage last month, citing domestic violence. Musicians across the globe are raising concern over AI-generated songs being fraudulently uploaded to streaming platforms under real artist names. British folk musician Emily Portman discovered an AI-generated album titled Orca uploaded to her profile despite not releasing new music since 2022, while Australian musician Paul Bender found similar fake tracks on his band page. Artists say weak identity checks by distributors make the scam easy, allowing fraudsters to earn royalties using bots to inflate streams. A petition signed by about 24,000 people is urging platforms to strengthen security, as experts warn that AI-generated music is now so advanced that most listeners cannot distinguish it from genuine human-created songs. And that's it on the entertainment news. Evelyn Isabel reporting for BTV News.
The Super Eagles camp in Cairo has grown to 22 players with the arrival of Blackburn Rovers defenders Ryan Alabosi, as Nigeria intensifies preparations for an international friendly against Egypt ahead of the African Cup of Nations. Atlanta winger Ademola Lookman and defenders Semi Ajayi and Bright Osayi Samuel were among players who reported to camp earlier, alongside goalkeeper Amas Obasogi, defender Igo Obu, and midfielder Tochukwu Nnadi. They joined early arrivals Francis Uzoho, Stanley Nwabili, Ebenezer Akinsamiro, and Fisayo Dele Bashiru. Super Eagle media officer Promise Efogi said 20 players took part in Monday's training session, while Rafael Oyedika and Alebosi arrived later to raise the camp strength to 22, with 6 more players expected. Nigeria will face Egypt on Tuesday at the Cairo International Stadium as part of preparations for AFCON, before departing Cairo for Fez on Thursday. The 3-time champion will begin their Morocco 2025 campaign on December 23 against Tanzania, followed by group matches against Tunisia and Uganda, as they target a 4th continental title under the team Niger for the win.
Thank you for staying with us at BTV Major News at 6. My name remains Zainab Mohammed. Good night and have a lovely rest.